May we please rise and stand for the academic procession and remain standing.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Could you please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem? You may be seated. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, members of the AFTEN academic group, and of course the reason why we're here today, the graduates of 2021. Welcome to the 5th graduation ceremony of AFTE Gqeberha. Firstly, I would like all the graduates to stand, please. Now, please, I'd like you to turn to your parents and guests. They need to be honored for giving you the privilege and opportunity to study and reach for your dreams. Graduates, please give them a round of applause. Thank you. You can sit down again. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce the Dean of AFTE Gqeberha to do the welcome speech, Mr. Mark Wilby.
Honored guests, dear ones, family, dear friends of our graduates 2021, the Assembly of AFTE, and our guest of honor, Ms. Henriette de Villiers. Welcome, welcome to this wonderful ceremony. And this erratic microphone, sorry. That really is a very special moment of celebration for us. We've endured 2 years of holding these functions online, and this moment for us now is very special for us in that we do get this opportunity, face to face, to properly celebrate what these particular classes that are graduating in 2021 have endured during the last 2 years. And all I really want to say about the recognition of these achievements today is that they are a very special recognition. I think in future there's an additional badge that you students are going to be wearing. When people hear that you were a student finishing in 2021, everybody will know for decades to come that you were the students that made your way through the university under very trying circumstances, and that you are in fact a very special group of students. And I think that apart from the graduation certificate you're going to get, you are leaving this university with the additional strengths, resources, understandings of how our society, our entertainment industries, all of those things are going to function in the future. That you have an insight already, that you've worked through those challenges, come out far stronger for those, and very well equipped, I think, for the futures that are ahead of you. So that's really, it's just that one message that I wanted to have to convey to you today, that you have almost like a double congratulations. So there you go. Thank you, everyone. Now, I would like to introduce to you our honoured guest, Henriette de Villiers. Henriette, for those who don't know, had a long and distinguished career in television, starting out as a writer, became a director, a producer. She may divulge a little bit more of an insight into that, perhaps. Primarily working, I think, for Mnet. After that, Henriette left and joined AFTER. Please excuse me if I get the dates a little bit wrong. I think in 2013. Joined AFTER in the television school and worked her way right through AFTER to become, for the last 4 years, Dean of the Johannesburg campus. So if there's anybody here that knows AFTER inside out, it's Henriette de Villiers. And now, currently, Henriette is the COO of AFTER nationally. Henriette?
Dear graduate students, parents, FIPAs, and of course the staff of AFTER, it's wonderful to be here. I haven't been to your city for a long time. I used to come here to shoot inserts when I was still a writer and a director and a producer, and I always loved being here because it was just certainly the friendly city, as you are always described. But it's extra special to be here today. It's after a long time that I'm back here, but also to be at an event today which is at the heart of the people here, of the students, the staff, the fee payers and the parents. It's really wonderful to be able to share this with you here today. I was telling Mark, this is really terrible because you're going to see it now. I started working at AFTER. It's a long story. I was working for Mnet. I was the creative director on the Wild at that stage, and sort of a development producer for MasterChef and things like that. And one of the founder members of AFTER phoned me because they wanted to start a TV school, and he saw me, and I was so excited by this prospect, about what it can mean. So I came immediately, and it was 2 days before graduation. Now, at that point, my graduation was geez, I don't want to even say it, but almost 20 years before I started working at AFDA. So I've forgotten what it's like. So I came to this graduation, I'm now straight from industry, I'm 2 days at this academic institution, and the first notes of Gaudiamus had me completely in tears. So I'm afraid that I cry my way through graduations, and it hasn't changed, and it's going to be the case today. So please just excuse me. I find it incredibly touching, and it hasn't changed. So, yeah, one of the reasons I think that it's such an important thing, it's such an important thing for parents, it's such an important thing for FIPAs, it's such an important thing for staff, is because we all know what it takes. You know, the tears and the desperation and the missing of deadlines and the joy, and that's just the parents, you know. It's a hard thing to do, and as everyone has said, it was an especially hard thing to do in the last 2 years. I do think that having a qualification, a formal qualification, we know that it doesn't make you, you know, a better person than people who don't have it. It doesn't even mean that you're cleverer than people who don't have it. But what it does show is firstly that you had the privilege to be able to enter into that kind of activity, which is a huge privilege and which we're very grateful for. But also that you're dedicated, that you have resilience, that you have commitment, and it certainly shows that. And I'm not the only one who thinks so. I had an interesting meeting with the manager of Netflix in Sub-Saharan Africa a while ago, a few weeks ago. And there was the manager of Netflix in Sub-Saharan Africa, and then also some South African people, and all looking for new talent, and wanted to talk to us at AFDA, which was of course wonderful to hear. And they said, and you know, they have been carefully looking at this, and they said that they definitely know that students with a qualification, or young practitioners, or industry practitioners with a qualification, perform better than people without. They have more context, they have better skills, which I'm very happy to, of course, contribute to, and they do perform better, so that Netflix is looking exclusively at qualified people to commission and to bring into the industry. And then they said they also looked at the institutions in South Africa, and AFDA is top of their list. So please know that you, with an AFDA qualification, will have a good chance to be included, because it says a lot to be able to get this qualification. Everyone knows that it's in depth and that it's difficult. And then the last thing I want to say is this year's graduation, here and tomorrow in Joburg, is especially, what's the word, important to me, because I'm also a graduate. So over the last 3 years, actually, with some of your colleagues as well, like Simon, I have been studying towards a master's, an MFA, master's in screenwriting, and managed to finish it and will graduate tomorrow. So when I say to you that I know what it feels like to lose people in COVID and still carry on working, I know what it feels like to be worried about load shedding and still carry on working. I know what it feels like to miss your extension deadline and then be scared that you're going to get sick, because then you're just really just going to fail. So I've been there with you, and from me, huge congratulations for today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Henriette. Sorry, I did forget to mention some things at the beginning. My name is Robert Haxton, and I'm your MC for this show. Also, please, I would like to ask the audience to refrain from taking pictures with cell phones or cameras. At this event, it is official, and we do have official photographers taking photos for you. Thank you, Dirk and his team. I would now, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, we have reached that point in the ceremony we have all been waiting for, the conferring of the qualifications. Members of the academic team in Clever are now going to prepare the students for their moment of glory to walk on the stage and receive the accolades for all of their hard work. Okay. Life has many rites of passage, such as your first day of school, becoming a teenager, turning 21, getting engaged, married, maybe having children. But one of the most enjoyable and memorable rites of passage is when one graduates and all the years of learning pays off and you head into the future full of opportunities. Congratulations, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Henriette de Villiers again, the COO of Afton National, to officially constitute the academic convocation.
I hereby declare the academic convocation open.
Thank you. I'll now invite the reader of names, Ms. Asipezi Chita, to come forward, who will then read out each qualification that is being conferred, and then the name of the graduate, who will then walk to the center of the stage for the conferment of the qualification by Mr. Mark Wilby.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to call upon Mr. Rudolf Bezuidenhout to confer the degree Higher Certificate in Film, Television and Entertainment Production. Mihlali breakfast. Yema Kungawa Gota. Linda Makwethu. Thando Belani. Yiva Mkhize. Mfuno Mvete. Asemahle Pretty Nyachowa. The following students have received, the following students have made it onto the Dean's List. Lonwabo Nyezwa. The following student has made it onto the cum laude list. Inigo Andrea. The following students have graduated in absentia. Twenga Nzengwala, Kulumango Nwitwa, Sinokolo Rodriguez, Faith Taganyana. The following students have also graduated in absentia, Dean's List. Sihle Namba. The following students have also graduated in absentia. Cum laude, Edwin Mukwinjwa, Liko Ngata, Leletu Khasemi. I would now like to call upon Ute van Beek to confer the degree in Honours Motion Picture Movie. Cheyenne Dalport. Jamie Tasman Griffiths. David Sanjan. Luto Yonga Madibi. Buko Sibabalo Mane. Michael Dylan Uniman. Boitumelo Chipiri Precious Landana. The degree Bachelor of Arts Honors. Oh no, I'm sorry, Boitumelo.
What you trying to say?
The degree Bachelor of Arts Honors Live Performance. Gemma Barnard. Maurice Perazzi. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the postgraduate valedictorian, Shay Ann Dalport.
Today is the day that you're allowed to cry, but only happy tears. And 4 years ago, some of us 5, we came with dreams and aspirations. Today, we are leaving with even bigger ambitions. All of us had different backgrounds when we entered here, but we are leaving as the proud students of the same film school with a common wish to be successful. As I say this, I feel a heavy heart. Once we take off our belts and gowns, we will have to leave behind the comfortable premises of AFTA, and things will change. All of us are gearing up for the next phase of our life with passion, perseverance, and dedication to make it big in the time to come. I, for one, owe all my achievements to my parents, family, friends, lecturers. Sorry, I've lost one. Staff members in AFTA, and God, who have helped me with my goals and inspired me to attain it. I express my heartfelt gratitude to them all, and congratulate you, my fellow graduates, for your huge successes too. Good morning, parents, friends, guests, lecturers, mentors, and of course the graduating class of 2021. I'm honoured to stand here as your postgraduate valedictorian. Today we have become AFTA graduates, again. The home of AFTA students is now also the home of tomorrow's producers and directors, cinematographers and editors, VFX artists and sound designers, actors, and many future filmmakers. No matter what our reasons were for choosing AFTA so very few years ago, what is important now is that we are all here this morning to celebrate our triumphs, our achievements, our victories both individually and as a film school, and the journey on which we have all embarked toward our future destinations. Each of us has had our own unique experiences at AFTA, a combination of good and bad times, times of laughter and joy, times of team spirit, and of course, times of last-minute writing for that CD that we forgot was due tomorrow morning. I remember when Kanyisa walked into class and asked when an assignment was due, and we all responded, "It's tomorrow, bro." He didn't believe us. Good thing we had lack of data, shady campus Wi-Fi, COVID-19 symptoms, and ESCOM's load shedding to blame. Speaking of which, let us never forget when Usipila and Shamela got locked inside the grounds of their apartment block for an entire day while filming because their electric gate wouldn't open. We all like a good story and being reminded of happy times, so I'm here to reflect on a few unique experiences over the course of our journey together. One that sticks out in particular is when students would hold literal interventions in L2 for other students. We were just looking out for our friends in Fordyce Road. Another is when someone would ask which lecture was next, and if they were answered with, "It's all Gucci, babes," we immediately just knew it was a lecture with Mr. Gachama. Speaking of lecturers, we'll miss walking outside of the main building and smelling the most amazing donuts ever, but then being extremely disappointed when realizing that the smell was coming from a cloud of 4 people. Mr. Pinnar, Mr. Dorfling, Mr. Clitter, and Kim, all puffing away on their vapes. I could go on about memories of how we used to stress to find prison break when we needed stuff out of the equipment room, or how we would always manage to set the alarm off on campus in the early hours of the morning before a shoot. Lecturers had to come save us from Atlas, who thought we were breaking into AFTA. Friends, graduation marks the end of yet another extraordinary chapter in our lives. With this chapter closed, I'm certain that many of us are already anxious about starting the next one, because unlike a JSTOR peer-reviewed academic journal, we cannot skip through the pages of life to see how long the next chapter is going to be. We all have our own journal of life that has not yet been written, and every day that passes is another page we write in ourselves. Luckily, as AFTA graduates, we have been given all of the paper and ink we need to write our own stories. And with the love and support of our families and friends and fellow graduates, our stories will become bestsellers. One thing I will reflect upon as I hang my degree up on the wall is the way that AFTA has been my home away from home for the past few years. As one of our generation's most inspirational motion pictures, The Hangover, said, coming into AFTA, I felt like a one-man wolf pack. In fact, I'm sure many of us felt exactly the same way. During our time at AFTA, we have all met so many new people, made lasting friendships, lived through lifelong memories, and added many new members to our wolf packs. And I'm sure you can agree that waking up the next morning after a hectic joel at Beer Shack in first year was never an easy task, but knowing that the rest of our pack was waiting for us in L1 made it all a little bit easier. I'm sorry if I burst into tears at the next part. However, just give me a minute. I'm reminded of an incredible pack member that we lost. It's someone you could always find to be seated in the front row wearing the brightest coloured clothing. Sorry for sniffing. I'd like to remind you all of our dearest friend Nicholas Holmes. He sadly passed away a few years ago. And I would hope that his loving light and personality will be remembered, and a part of him will always reflect in us as we go on. Nick was a beautiful soul, and he genuinely had an impact on my life. We'll never forget his colourful hair and his amazing t-shirt designs with sayings like, "Zuma is my sugar daddy," as well as his love for Lana Del Rey. Right now, I'm sure we're all feeling a little bit of summertime sadness. So as we all begin writing our next chapter, let us remember that sense of family that helped us get through Monday morning lectures. Or better yet, how our friends were our support system that we needed as we made complete fools of ourselves during valid presentations that some of us were clearly never prepared for. Just as importantly, let us all remember how our friends were always there with us to savor those wonderful and freshly made chips by Ma and Stan at the canteen. And how Luthor would just appear out of nowhere and start giving us Red Bulls and sharing his KFC buckets with us. What a G, always keeping us energized and making sure we're fed. As well as all the amazing memories and crazy stories that we can reflect on, the halls of AFTA will no longer be echoing the voice of, "Tristan, just leave the fridge magnets." And the famous line, "Oh hell no, uh-oh." So I'm terrible at singing. Let's not forget the sound of David exclaiming, "Wait, what?" Halfway through a lecture when he didn't fully understand something, and then saying, "Oh," when he finally understood it. Bless him for always asking the questions that we were too hesitant to ask. These memories will, however, still echo in each of our hearts and minds. All this to say, let us embrace the life lessons we have learned at AFTA and have prepared us for the bigger and better things that we will soon explore. Ever since we were children, we have been told that we need to start planning for the future. My dad, for example, always says, "RT and computer sciences and engineering are the way of the future." Well, my dearest father, I'm so sorry I didn't go that route. But hey, someone has to produce those movies and series that you and mother dearest stay up watching until like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. Thank you for letting me study at AFTA. It's expensive and must have been scary when you realized your daughter said she wanted to go study in the arts. Many other parents here can most likely relate. But you can all rest assured, each and every one of us graduating today has worked hard on pursuing our passion for the entertainment industry. And all we want to do is make you proud and make lots of money. And we will do exactly that. Fellow graduates, please don't give up on this dream. We didn't come this far to only come this far. I believe in you all. You've worked hard and you deserve incredible opportunities that are going to come your way. One thing I realized is that I don't think my future will suddenly begin one day down the road. In fact, I think my future has already begun. Every lesson I learn today can be applied tomorrow, and this is the lesson I would like to share with all of you. Treat every day as a new learning experience and another opportunity to grow as an individual. As I sat in front of my laptop in the early hours of yesterday morning, finalizing this address, I decided that I wanted to leave you all with one final thought. No matter what our futures hold, there will be times in our lives where self-doubt will stand in the way of an open door. When this happens, let us all remember the following. Albert Einstein did not speak until the age of 4 and was originally told he would never amount to anything. Beethoven was told by his music teacher that he was hopeless as a composer. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Beyoncé was told that she couldn't sing, and Steven Spielberg was rejected from the film school. Fellow graduates, if there's one thing that AFTA and these inspirational people have taught me, it is to never let anyone tell you that you can't follow your dreams. I mean, some of us were told that we couldn't use drones and fireworks in our films, but we didn't let that stop us. And not to forget the knives and open flames of candles either. Higher certificate graduates, if there's one piece of advice I can give you, don't bring those things onto set. You'll get a big fat 3. Jimmy once said that in a lecture. Thank you, family and friends, for being with us both this morning and throughout our own lives. More specifically, thank you to my parents for allowing me the opportunity to pursue this career path, all my lecturers and mentors over the past 4 years. Thank you, friends, for being wonderful teammates. And also, a special thank you to Auntie Leslie and Uncle Cliff, the Barnard family, for all of your love and support over the last year. I will always appreciate the people I have mentioned in this room, and will forever be grateful for how you helped me achieve the steps towards following my dream. Once again, congratulations to the AFTA graduating class of 2021. Let us all leave the ceremony today ready to show the world that AFTA graduates will stop at nothing to achieve greatness. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shane. That was beautiful. And that wraps the graduation ceremony for now. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome once again Ms. Henriette de Villiers to officially close the academic convocation.
I now declare this convocation closed. Thank you.
But there's more. I would now like to please bring out our first little surprise for you. We have a musical item. So can I please call on the AFTA Gqeberha Ensemble Choir to do their number.
bakwaphilisi, osomashishini abasakhasayo banqongophelwe umzi kaNotiki. Dlalandini uLizoti. Yintoni na kule ntsindabadala yesiphithanyongo sikuso? Abasaze ngobuso banabela uqaqaqa begecwa ugawulayo. Iinkonde zeli ziwa zivuka zinyamezela amaqhwa neenkqwithelo zeli libagada. Dlalandini ndiyakonyana. Umzingisi akanasho qina ndabaqhatha. Ayilolenkelekele kodwa lifuna amabutho. Inhlahla ayigiyeki kodwa yenzelwe nini? Dlalandini ndiyakucekisa.
Thank you so much, ladies. Amazing, another round of applause. Thank you very much. But before we let you go for photos and memories in the railing, we have a few AFTA awards to hand out to those students who excelled in their disciplines through detailed and creative work in their projects. I would now please like to call up Mr. Rudolf Bezuidenhout to hand out the award in higher certificate.
Good morning, everyone. And the High Certificate Award for Best Performing Student goes to Regan van Dijk.
And I'll do the Live Performance Awards. Okay, for outstanding performance in a lead role in a film, male or female, for the honors group, the award goes to Monique Parisi. The award for outstanding performance in a lead role in a stage production, male or female, for the honors goes to Gemma Barnard. Call Mr. Simon Pinard to please come up and hand out the awards for the Motion Picture Honours.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. For outstanding achievement in postgraduate visual effects, Usmela Reddy. For outstanding achievement in postgraduate production design, Ukomaki. Outstanding achievement in postgraduate cinematography, Jamie Griffiths. Matthew Cummins. And Musa Malone. Outstanding achievement in postgraduate sound, Sanjan. And lastly, outstanding achievement in postgraduate producing, Cheyenne Delport, Lutu Matiba, Elena Ivona.
Congratulations all. I'd like to ask the congregation to give one last really good round of applause for all our workers. Thank you to all of you for joining us this morning. Thank you for your presence, even in this wonderful rainy weather, which I do think is a blessing on such auspicious occasions as these. Before we go through to the academic recession, I'd like to just ask the students to please stay behind. You're going to come on stage for your convocation picture. The rest of the audience, if you could please leave after the recession. And you will have a chance to take photos with your graduates in the studio just afterwards. Thank you very much. I'd like you to all please rise now for the academic recession.